Yesterday we created the video. We created the music for the first piece of video for the upcoming Singapore Frontrunners Run at Southern Ridges. Today we continue to create the music for the second part of the video. I'm going to show you a screencast of how I did it in Logic Pro. The reason for using this screencast is that this pre-recorded screencast is because I'm using OBS Studio, and OBS Studio keeps dropping my microphone input whenever I run Logic Pro to do the stem splitting. That's why I'm doing a pre-recorded screencast. Yeah, and hopefully this will explain to you what happened earlier when I used Logic Pro to do the stem splitting. Now, why are we using Logic Pro? That's because we want to separate the vocal track from the rest of the music. We want to be able to mute some of the vocals in the music, and then use it in our video. To begin, we create an empty project in Logic Pro. Then we will specify that we want one audio track. This is an audio wave track. Then click Create. Here is our audio track. Right-click the audio track and select Add Audio File. Once we do that, we pick the music file that we want. We're going to choose David Archuleta Creme Brulee. Click Open. Now it's telling us that our project is at a lower resolution, 44.1 kilohertz. That's a sample rate. But our music file was recorded at a higher sample rate, 48 kilohertz. That's why we should click Change Project to use 48 kilohertz, the higher sample rate. Notice that there's a gap in front. We will click our piece of music, drag it to the front to remove the gap. Now we're ready to do the stem splitting. Right-click on our audio clip, select Processing, and Stem Splitter. Stem Splitter will now split everything in the track from vocals to the instrumentals, each on a separate tracks. Just click Apply. Then it does its job and splits the track. Yeah, and Logic Pro is pretty good at doing this stem splitting. It will split up the audio track quite cleanly from the rest of the tracks. You'll find that there are individual tracks for different instruments, and they work quite well. In a while, we'll do a preview so we can hear what the audio track is like compared to the others. So these are the tracks with audio track on top, followed by the instrumentals below, drums, bass, guitar, piano, and so on. Let's play the track. Okay, you won't be able to hear anything here, but this is where we test the isolation from the track to make sure that all the tracks are properly isolated. This confirms that the vocals are working, the drums are working, the bass, guitar, everything. Yeah, and everything seems fine. Once we're done, we will export these tracks into WAV files. Then we will import the WAV files into Final Cut Pro for editing. We will do some tweaking of the vocals in the Final Cut Pro. We will locate the chorus, maybe pre-chorus. We'll remove some of the vocals at the beginning, at the end, and then we'll use a 30-second piece of music. To do that, we do a file export all tracks as audio files. That means each of these tracks will go into its own WAV file. Put it into this location. Make sure that the range selects extend file length to project length. All our WAV files will have the same length. Exclude the tempo information, then click export. And that's it. Once we do that, we will have one WAV file for every single track in our project. There you go. So we have stems, which contains everything including the instrumentals and the vocals. And then we have the instrumental tracks followed by the vocal track. These are the files that we will import into Final Cut Pro. And we will do that now. So, okay, we are done with our Logic Pro. Now we continue to edit a music in Final Cut Pro. This is Final Cut Pro and the music that we created yesterday. Just to refresh your memory, this is what we created yesterday. This is Weightless, a Hindi-English song by Martin Garrix. Now we create a new piece of music. We'll create a new event, a new folder for parking this music. We call it Reel 2. Let's import the music. Actually, we have a folder for that. Well, okay, that's all right. We'll import into music, and let's select the WAV files that have been exported by Logic Pro. My WAV files are in Video360, David Arculeta, Creme Brulee, all the individual tracks that were generated by Logic Pro. Then just make sure that we select leave files in place, import selected. Okay, okay, there's a project here that let me just move it back to Reel 1 so that it won't get so messy. We have this, okay. Then we have all the music here. Let's create a new project. I'm going to select the stems file. The reason for doing this is that the stems file contains all the tracks, vocals, and everything else. I'm going to use this to do beat detection so that it tells us where are the sections of the music, every single beat, every single bar. Therefore, to create a project, I will do right-click on the stems, new project. Let's put it into Reel 2. We'll call it Creme Brulee. See. How do you spell creme brulee anyway? CREMEBRULE. Okay. The video format doesn't matter. We won't have any video in this project. We're just creating the music. And the rest seems okay. Stereo, 48 kilohertz. That's the music that we want. Click OK. So we have the stems now. This is everything inside the music, all the tracks, including vocals and instrumentals. Let's play it back. About a main course. One night and the singing of praises. 2 shots in the honeymoon phases. 3 word phrases skipped and stayed. Now it sounds distorted because Final Cut Pro has applied noise removal. Let's take it out. And we will change this to music. In fact, the easiest way to do this is that we need to go all the way in here and just select all the tracks here and make sure that we label it as music. Okay. Oh, and we can also remove the noise removal. So we're doing this in the event view. Yeah, and also if any of the tracks are doing any loudness adjustment, remove that also. Now we have all the tracks here, one shot, all correctly labeled as music, without the noise removal, without the loudness tweaking. Now, we're ready to do the beat detection. Click on this clip here. You see that there is a beat detection checkbox. Just click on that. So earlier on, we removed the noise removal. Let's go ahead and test it to make sure that the noise removal is working fine. Okay, our music sounds okay now. The bass is back. That happens because we disabled the noise removal. So notice that this is very helpful. Final Cut Pro has helpfully identified all the musical sections of the music. We have dash bars indicating the musical beat of the song. We have solid, faint vertical lines that indicate each musical bar of music. 1 musical bar equals 4 musical beats. Then we have these dark lines that represent the sections of the music. So it could be verse, it could be pre-chorus, chorus, and so on. This is very helpful. We'll use these dark vertical lines to find out where the chorus is, and then we'll do some muting on the vocals. Now that we've done a stand splitting, we can disable this. We don't need this anymore, okay? Because we're going to work with the other tracks. Now, first thing we'll drag down is the vocals. Vocal track is here, okay? Let's drag it down. Let's make sure that everything is parked right at the left. Is it too much to the left? Let me just zoom in, Control Plus. Okay, seems right. Okay, we've done the vocals. Let's do next the piano, because stems we've already done that. Piano goes here. Guitar goes here. Other goes there. Guitar goes here. Drums. And finally, bass. Yeah, that's good. Come on. Good. Squeeze it, yeah. Okay. Let's play everything together to make sure that everything sounds okay. No distortion, and everything is all aligned. Actually, to check that if they're all aligned, I can go to the end of the project. And they should all line up, all flush together, like this. See? Everything is all flushed up, so it's fine. Now let's play this piece of music. Okay, good. Now we need to identify a 30-second piece of music in the middle of the song that we will feature in our video, which is about 30 seconds long, which will be 30 seconds long. To do that, let me zoom out, Control minus, and I'm going to look at the structure of the song. This is where the solid vertical lines are important. I'm going to look for a 30-second piece of music from the pre-chorus or the chorus. I'm trying to figure out what this is, but let's go and play it. One night and singing my praises, 2 shots from the honeymoon phases, 3 word phrases, skipping stages. It's all over your face like oh, just for info, why did we choose this piece of music? The previous piece of music we used was Weightless by Martin Garrix, EDM producer. So it's an EDM pop kind of song with Hindi lyrics, kind of trance music. And because EDM is dance music, it was quite good for running. But then now we need a more social, a more casual piece of music for the second part of the video, which is the socials after the run. And that's why I chose Creme Brulee, because it's more it's more fun, it's more casual, it's more friendly than the previous piece of music. Also, Creme Brulee came out around the same time as Weightless, so it's from the same time frame, but 1 year ago. Yeah, I've been using a lot of retro music in my past video clips. This time I'm trying to use something a bit more contemporary, and hopefully we'll get more engagement. Let's figure out if this is the chorus. We heard early on that this is like a pre-chorus. Let's try this now. Oh no, there goes all of your clothes, speaking words you don't know. Yo te vuelvo loco, loco. Oh no, you want me in slow-mo, snap me like a photo. Yo te vuelvo loco, loco. I can't help that you don't wanna wait. Okay, now you've had a taste of creme brulee. You'll say, oh no, there goes all of your clothes, speaking words you don't know. Yo te vuelvo loco, loco. Oh yeah. Okay, this is, let's see, this is quite long. So this part is okay. The pre-chorus is too long. If we include it, we might not hear much of the music. But then the chorus section is also quite long. Yo te vuelvo loco, loco. Oh no, you want me in slow-mo, snap me like a photo. Yo te vuelvo loco, loco. I can't help that you don't wanna wait. Okay, now you've had a taste this section sounds interesting. So this is like 52 to 109. Next 20 seconds. So you could take a bit of the song before this section here, the chorus section, and we tune down the vocals. Let me listen one time. You start here. Okay, we could tune out the vocals before this. Okay, let's try this. So at this point here, I'm gonna put in a click. I'm gonna put in a keyframe. This will be full volume. Then okay, let's zoom in. Control plus 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 plus. I'm going to mute out the vocals before that. Like over here. Keyframe. Bring down the vocals. What does that sound like? If I start the music, let's say 1 bar earlier. So, I could start the music here at 50 seconds. If I take 30 seconds from that point, where will we end up? I could tune out the vocals here. If I start at 50, this will be 20 seconds. Okay, but this will be tricky. The trouble is that after the chorus, it goes into the verse, which is this part here. But then the vocal never breaks. So it's going to be quite hard for us to fade out the vocals. We have to do it gently then. Oh, you won't leave my bedroom. Oh, you. This is the verse, yes. So we could start doing the fading out here, and we'll long track here. Volume plus. And we could slowly fade out the music here. Okay, let's tune it up very all the way. Yeah, because there isn't a clean break from the second verse, so maybe we'll just do a gentle fade out. $114. We started at 50. So okay, let's confirm again. So the part of the music that we muted is from here. Suppose we start the music at 50. If we want 30 seconds, it's going to end at 120. Actually, we can play more of the verse. Because 30 seconds will be 50 to 120. And this part here is quite quiet for long. So we could move the keyframes over until the second verse. Okay, let's try that. Zoom in, Control plus plus plus. Zoom out a bit. So we can move our keyframes over. I'm going to just drag it here after the second verse and drag this to the second verse. Don't change the volume. So we keep the whole of the first verse, and the next verse we will fade out. You won't leave my bedroom. Your serotonin on the nightstand. I'm not even trying. One night Is this interesting? So 120 will be 30 seconds. So we put in maybe a bit more than that. Let's try again. Serotonin on the nightstand. I'm not even trying. One night. Okay, that sounds all right. Yeah. So now I'm going to create a compound clip so that we can trim the music. We don't need the whole piece, just this little chunk here. And we're going to speed it up by 10%. To do that, I'm going to select all the clips here. Right-click, new compound clip. Compound creme brulee, we'll call it just creme brulee 2. Okay. Now notice that the beat information is all gone. So yeah, that's not very helpful because we wanted to keep in the beat information, the beat detection, so that we can trim exactly to the beat. We had the same problem the last time we created the other piece of music. To fix it, I will just simply drag the stems back into the project here. Okay. I'm not going to play the music, so I'm going to right click and disable it. But I'm going to use this for beat detection. So click beat detection. Yeah, there you go. And the beats come back. It's good. So now we can see all the beats, and we can now trim the music precisely to the beat. We said that we're going to start at around 50. Where is 50? 50 is here. We'll take the full beat. So here. So this dark point is the chorus. That's where our vocals, the volume goes up. I'm going to do a cut here at this beat, this bar at 50. To do that, I'm going to switch to the beat, the blade tool. I press B. That's the blade tool. I will do a snip and snip. Did it snip? Snip. Okay, good. Change back to A to go back to the previous mode. Click this clip. We don't need this anymore. I don't need this either. Let's remove this empty section here. 0. Good. So now our clip starts at the beginning here. And now we identify the place to end the music. Serotonin on the nightstand. I'm not even trying. One night Okay, around here. 33. Okay, let's end at 37. We might trim this more later when we're editing the music, but let's have more music so it's well, we have more room to play with. Again, I changed to the blade tool B. I'm going to snip here and here. Change back to A. Delete, delete, remove this duration, 0. Yeah, that's it. So that's our music all nicely trimmed out. Now we will do the speed up. To make it more interesting, we're going to speed up by 10%, so that it's a bit faster. So to do that, I'm going to select all the clips, Control A, then just say speed up, custom, 110%. Okay, so now it's sped up by 110%. Let me see where everything is all trimmed nicely. Yeah, last time we had some problems with this alignment. It was a bit off, but let's just drag it again. So I'll drag it and snap to the beat. Drag it and snap to the beat. Okay, good. Next, why do I keep doing this? Right. Let's listen to this and see if it sounds okay at the 10% increase. Wait to it. Zoom out. Oops. Your serotonin on the nightstand. I'm not even trying. One night. Okay, this is good. So we start on the musical bar, we end a musical bar, and we muted the vocals at the beginning and end of the song. It has a nice wrap around kind of effect, which is good if you're playing the reels again and again. And this is what we use for music. Now, if we just import this clip into our project, it will not be able to do beat detection, right? Because this clip has no beat detection on it. To fix this, we need to export this into a separate audio file, then import that audio file back into our project. How do you do this? Just click File, Share, Apple Devices 4K, because this is the highest resolution. This is the music that we export. Click Next. Creme Brulee, Save. Now we move the music into our project videos. Creme Brulee. Why is weightless here? Creme Brulee, Video 360. Southern Ridges Run, Final Cut Pro, and move it here. Good. Now we can import this back into our project. We're going to put it into Reel 2. Right click, Import Media, and choose the clip that we have just exported. Final Cut Pro, Creme Brulee. We are going to make sure that this thing is music that doesn't have noise removal, and make sure that also no loudness correction done. And now we can play this back. So if I just play this. Your serotonin on the nightstand. I'm not even trying. One night. Okay, this is good. And that concludes our video for today. We use Logic Pro to do the stand splitting, removing the vocals separating the vocals from the other instrumental tracks. We exported all the tracks as WAV files. Then we imported them into Final Cut Pro over here. And then we dragged them into, all these tracks. We made some tweaks to the vocals, thanks to the beat detection, which has disappeared. Let me just turn it on again. Okay. Thanks to the beat detection, we are able to find out which is the chorus section, and we muted the vocals before the chorus and after the verse. Right. Then we wrapped everything up into a compound clip, and we did some trimming, the beginning and the end, and we sped up the music by 10%. So this is now running on 110%. We exported this into into an audio file, and then we imported the audio file back in. Why did we do that? Because we wanted to use beat detection, and beat detection will only work with audio files. Later, when we edit the video, we will drag this into our project. We will turn on beat detection, and then we are able to see the beats of the song. This is good because we want to match the events of our video with the beats in the song. Yeah, and this is what we did today. Stay tuned for our next video when we start editing the Southern Ridges Run by Singapore Frontrunners. This will happen tomorrow morning. So we'll go through the whole process of exporting the videos from Insta360 Studio and dragging them into Final Cut Pro to do the editing. Stay tuned. I'll leave the link in the video description. Thank you.